What's up, Mooney Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com, your home of Cardinal Mooney basketball all season long, and proud of it. Coach's Corner, sponsored by iSynergy. They're a great sponsor and partner with us. We can't thank them enough for all they've done all season long, and especially basketball season, being able to stream games to all the great Mooney fans. iSynergy, the sponsor of Coach's Corner. Proud to be joined by the head ball coach, Carey Palermo. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, let's jump in here. District championship sounds awful nice for a Mooney alum, for a former coach at Mooney that is proud to be on district champs and play in regionals. You've been a part of coaching staffs that coach in the regionals. Head coach at Cardinal Mooney, first district championship Friday night at home. How special is that for you and this basketball team?
It was awesome. We were talking about it in the locker room, after we cut down the nets and everybody cleared out of there to our kids. And I looked at some of our seniors and our juniors because 4 years ago, we were 5-17, got bounced in the first round of the tournament. I mean, we weren't very good. We didn't have much culture. And I told our seniors, I asked them, how does this feel right now, knowing from what we were as a program to where we are now? And I talked to the 8th graders. I'm like, you guys would come to those games, and it was almost over before we started, and now you're cutting down the nets on your home floor. Like, you couldn't have scripted it any better, and especially how the game played out. Waterloo played great. They did some things that really caught us off guard, but that wasn't our best game of the year. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well as a team. We didn't make free throws. But they just kept finding a way to win. I always tell them, championship teams, you find a way to win. No matter how tough it gets, no matter what's up against you, you just find a way. And it seems like 4 or 5 years ago, we found ways to lose. And these kids the last couple of years have really dug in and really understood what it is to be a championship level program and a winning program.
Well, congrats on that. They did a phenomenal job. It was a great game. The student body was there. You're right about that. The atmosphere was, epic. Cardinal Mooney is a great place to play. But I'm going to say this: coached you, coached your brother. I'm happy for Carey Palermo. I'm happy for all the time that you spend with young kids, student athletes. You shield and deflect all the congratulations, but from all of us at YSN to the head ball coach, we're proud to follow Carey Palermo and Cardinal Mooney's basketball team all season long because you have been a great leader.
I appreciate that, Coach. It means a lot. It really does.
All right, so let's jump in here. This has been what a season. I don't even think this is going to hit you till months down the road. The track that you and your basketball team has gone through. I remember talking with you on an interview. Then you got shut down for 10 days. Then you're playing really good. Michael Pelini running backwards, falls down, breaks his wrist. 9 million questions. Is he coming back? Will we keep doing this? And I asked Michael this. I thought when he got injured, I wanted to get your thoughts. I thought you guys did a lot of things well as individuals that will help you as a team when he got back. What are your thoughts on that?
I was actually talking to Steve French from Springfield the day after it happened. And, we were talking. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be tough. We're going to have to kind of play a different way, maybe slow the pace down a little bit. And he was like, Coach, you don't know this, but this is going to be the best thing to happen to your basketball team, because some other guys are going to have to step up. Some other guys are going to have to take some more responsibility. Some guys maybe don't play as much are going to be able to get out there and get some confidence and maybe take a few more shots or put themselves in position where they have to make a few more plays they're not used to doing. And it's 100% correct. I think Michael being out for those couple weeks, not Michael has always been bought in. He's always been, all about our program and all about our team. But I think him being out those couple games, I think he realized oh man, it's going to be over pretty soon. I want to be out there and compete. This sucks. I mean, he's been a varsity player since his freshman year. He's been a starter since his sophomore year, and he's been on the floor that long. And we've never especially a couple of years ago, we were never really in a position to maybe sit a couple guys because we just didn't have that much depth. So him like being out really for the first time for an extended period of time, I think he was just kind of like, I just can't wait to be out there. I'm going to take a bigger leadership role than I have. I'm going to look to take over games more than I maybe have in the past. And I think the other guys, while he was out, kind of gained a little bit more confidence in themselves.
Fire was phenomenal.
He was awesome.
Hergenrother, awesome. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah, those seniors that you have are special. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. We're with Carey Palermo, Coach's Corner. iSynergy is a great sponsor, and they're the sponsor of this Coach's Corner. Lutheran East, we'll talk about them. At Twinsburg High School, you'll play at 5:30. Mooney fans, this will go up tonight or tomorrow. We will have all over our YSN feeds. It will be on YouTube at Twinsburg, no charge. So we're all excited to watch that.
Oh, that's great.
I want to go to you now. Michael comes back, and I was able to watch you pretty well the last, I can't remember how many games he came back, and I saw a difference. I saw somebody, like you said, that knew now. Fresher legs I noticed right out of the get-go with him, but I noticed the guy that was confident, was talented, no doubt, but can take over games. So let's jump into tournament stuff. I always thought, Coach, going into the tournament seeds, I didn't think Mooney got the credit or the respect that you deserve. You don't have to answer that. As I watched the seeds, I didn't think that.
I don't think we have for the last couple of years, to be honest with you. We kind of get that stigma as a football school, and I understand that.
Yes.
We're trying to change that, whatever you want to call it, label. But we were the 2 seed, and Springfield's definitely deserving of the 1. I think they got 15 first-place votes. We've got 9. There was a couple schools that voted us 3, and that's not really a slate. I understand you're going to vote yourself a little bit higher, but I think a lot of teams thought Springfield was the clear-cut number 1, and sure, we were the 2, but we could be beat. The 3 seed, the 4 seed, they jumped over on our side of the bracket. We made sure our players were aware of that when the seedings and stuff came out. Whatever, people are going to try to take their best route to get to the districts. And I understand that, but we got into a district semifinal game against LeBray, who was the 4 seed. And, I let our kids know that they voted themselves higher than us. I let them know that for a couple weeks, to be honest with you. And, they remembered that by the time the game was tipped off.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where we'll start at. We go into LeBray, and, there was a lot of talk that week. Everybody thought it was going to be a close game. That was, Mooney could be had that night. Probably one of the best games you played all year, without a doubt.
For sure. We're capable of playing that. Like, our pressure really bothered them. And then you couple that with we shot the ball really well. Michael, I think he was 15 of 21 from the field.
That's not bad.
No, he was feeling it. And then when he got closer to 1,000 points, he really started feeling it. And then you had Mick, Hergenrother, and Thomas Fire on top of our press, really causing a lot of problems. They both ended up in double figures. I think maybe Thomas had 16. Mick might have had 14 or so, and they shot the ball well. We were kind of clicking on all cylinders. And again, there was that added motivation. And kind of going back to what we talked about, building a culture. We played LeBray 3 years ago when they had the Tyler Stevens, and they were very good. They were 22-0. We were 5-17. And they had beat us by 32 points on their home floor. And, they were a team who got after it and pressured, and that's how they played. And I get that. Like, I got a ton of respect for Coach Kaiser, but our kids didn't forget that.
Sure.
They didn't forget that. They didn't forget what the score of the game was. They talked about it the days leading up to that game. And, we were able to beat them 77-39. And our kids in the locker room just kind of said, yeah, we remembered that from 3 years ago. That was a learning experience, I guess. So that was a good feeling.
No, it is a good feeling. And you talk with me and you talk an awful lot, learning experience. And I credit that. And I've always told you this, and you've coached with Keith. It's the schedules that Cardinal Mooney and Ursuline High School play during the year that prepare you for big moments like this.
Absolutely. We when you have to put your team's bio in for seeding, you list Division 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at the time, we had played 4 Division 1 teams and we had played 8 Division 2 teams. The rest of the 23 teams combined had played 1 Division 1 team. And that team lost.
And it's safe to in basketball, that's a huge difference. No question.
Oh my God, yeah. There was nothing that our kids saw in the district tournament
that they
hadn't already seen.
And it's funny that you say that, because I just was with Coach French earlier, and that's one of the games that he talked about that helped them get to where they're at, playing a Youngstown Ursuline, physical, athletic, talented. The tournament comes along on your side and their side. There's no newness here. So let's jump into Friday night. I want to ask you, Friday night felt like some normalcy. It was nice to see people. It was nice to see student body. It was nice to see that electric atmosphere. Let's go into the game. It's back and forth. I think they hit 2 free throws to tie it. Take us where we're going from there when you get the ball and what Michael goes through in that last shot.
So we were out of timeouts. So after the first free throw, we had, our point guard, Mick Hergenrother, or actually he had fouled out. So I think it was Jack Pepperny came over and talked to me on the sideline. I'm like, just we're going high ball screen. We're going to go high ball screen with Michael. Let's just keep the floor spread and give him a chance to create. They made their second free throw. They called timeout. So we got a chance to get in the huddle and draw something up on the board. And it wasn't anything crazy. We thought they might give a little token pressure to slow us down. They didn't. So when we told Michael to get the ball, we had Drew Pecchio. We're going to put him in the center of the floor and try to spread those guys out. We told them whenever a shot goes up, go and crash. The first initial ball screen, they hedged out a little bit. I think Michael kind of got caught a little bit off guard, so he gave it up, got it right back from Thomas Fire, and then he caught a step-up screen from Jack Pepperny, and it gave him a little bit of space. And, we told Michael in the huddle, they're going to switch out. You're just going to have to go make a play. And, I believe me, Michael's taken that shot a million times for us. I'm sure he's practiced that shot a million. That's his step back to his left side. That's what he loves to do. And, I had a really good angle. Our bench got a technical in the first quarter, so I was sitting down, right? So I'm right behind.
To sit in the district championship, that's a fun feeling. But we won't.
Oh my God! So I'm sitting down, and he lets go of it, and I'm hitting Ralphie, and I said bang, because it just looked good out of his hand, right. And he drained it, and the place went nuts. It was just an awesome feel. I couldn't be happier for those players. Just again, knowing, and everybody's battled adversity this year, but knowing what those guys have battled this year, non-COVID related, in the past couple years, figuring out how to win close games, figuring out how to beat, good programs. I mean, Coach, the last couple years, like we swept Ursuline last year, we beat Poland, we've beaten Harding 2 out of 3. We've won a district title. We've won some really big games. We went to Louisville and won by double digits. They've done some things that Cardinal Mooney hasn't done in a long time. And I couldn't be more proud of those kids.
Well, again, as a former coach at Mooney and alumni there and a basketball player, we're proud of all you do and proud of this basketball team, no doubt. But that shot by Michael Pelini, and Carey, I told him that may be one of the best shots in Mooney history. There's no question about it. I mean, I'm going back, when Uncle Bo years and we won districts and the Coach Bellino years. I can't remember too many game winners on that style that are that difficult that I've watched him shoot, like you said, lots. Right. I mean, that's
especially in that game, right? It's a do or die game, where we were down 9 points with 4 minutes to go.
Have your point guard out of the game, could be another overtime, tired. That's a phenomenal job. And
I don't think any of our kids felt like they were going to lose that game at any moment.
No, and that's
awesome.
want to say that now. That's a credit to you, your staff, and that's a credit to Cardinal Mooney athletes and students. They're going to do whatever they can to win a basketball game. So, Cardinal fans, Carey Palermo, Ice Synergies, the sponsor. Let's dive in. Lutheran East. I'm honest. You know I am. Probably the best team in the state.
Yeah, especially in Division III for sure. I would say they're the best team. There's Worthington Christian out of Cincinnati is probably right up there. I honestly told our kids today, I said they're the best one or two teams in the state, and that's fine. If you're going to win a state championship,
yes,
you're going to have to beat a team like that. That's just kind of how it works. But that's why you play the schedule you do. That's why, we go to the summer leagues we do. That's why we bring in the guys for open gym that we do in the summer. They're a long basketball team. They're athletic, and they have a very high basketball IQ. They're top 7, 8 guys. They have 3 or 4 guys that could shoot it. But there's a way to beat them.
There's no question.
There's a way to beat them, and we've been kind of reiterating that to our kids. These last couple days, like there's a reason you're here too, because you're good enough to be here. You've earned the right to play them. Right. And if you don't think you could beat them, then we shouldn't make the trip.
Get on the bus and go.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think my guys feel that way. They're going to go out there. We have a game plan and we're going to execute it. We're going to try and slow the pace for sure, but we're going to defend like crazy. We're going to be physical.
You're going to play hard. You're going to play like Cardinal Mooney plays. I'm going to take you back to 1984 when Michael Pelini's Uncle Bo and I was in the backcourt. We played for Coach Nard.
Gary Grant, right?
Yeah. We were 8-12 going into the district. We beat everybody that beat us during the regular season. We were 12-12 going to the regional semifinal against Canton McKinley. That was 25-0 with Gary Grant, the McDonald's Player of the Year, going to Michigan. It's like you said. I'll never forget that. Coach Nard said, if you don't think you can win this game, don't get on the bus.
Right.
That's why Cardinal Mooney plays who they play. Long story short, you're going to have a lot of people rooting for you tomorrow night on YouTube, former Mooney players. I know it because at halftime against the number 1 team in the state of Ohio, we were down 5 points right there with them. So That's why basketball is one of those great sports. On any given day, you're going to lay it all on the line, and that's the way you guys play. But I just wanted to share that with you. I know you knew about it. Michael talked about it with Bo. It was one of the prouder moments and the start of Mooney getting some culture back in basketball. And then Coach Bellino with all those years and the progress we had. And then Coach Cole gets now another district championship. But I want to ask you, what's the key for Cardinal Mooney to win tomorrow night in your mind?
In my mind, we're going to have to defend like crazy. We're going listen, we're not going to win the rebounding battle.
No.
Okay. But we can't give up second chance buckets where we don't block out, where we miss an assignment on a checkout. We can't do that. The stuff we can control, you got to control. Right. We can't.
The spectacular plays, the dunks, the lobs.
Right. You can't control that. The live ball turnovers, we can control that. We can't be careless with the basketball. We've got to make sure the ball's in Michael's hands, in Mick's hands, in Thomas's hands. We've got to handle that. We've got to control the pace. When we have an open shot, we've got to take it with confidence. And we can't get sped up. We're a team that every team we played this year on our schedule, we've wanted to play fast. And it's not that we don't want to play fast, but we've got to be selective.
Absolutely.
And then if we don't have it, we've got to be okay with running our offense for a couple seconds, and then we've got to execute like crazy. And we're more than capable of doing that.
There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. Hey, listen, play, man. Get on the bus, lay it out there from DJ, from myself, from all of us at YSN. We love being a part of Cardinal Mooney, covering basketball, covering everything they do. You guys do it first class. Go beat Lutheran East tomorrow. We'll have some fun maybe Thursday night and talk about hopefully a regional final for the Cards. But again, congrats to all of you. It's awesome for all the Mooney students, the Mooney fans, the former players. We'll all be there cheering you on, and the Cards on tomorrow night. Best of luck, Carey.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for having me on.
All righty. Thanks. Have a good night.
You too, Coach.